Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Russian soldier accused of war crime faces Ukrainian court for the first time. A Russian soldier has gone on trial in Ukraine for the killing of an unarmed civilian, marking the first time a member of the Russian military has been prosecuted for a war crime during the 11-week conflict. The 21-year-old is accused of shooting a 62-year-old Ukrainian man in the head in Shapokhiva. 21-year-old captured member of a tank unit is accused of shooting a 62-year-old Ukrainian man in the head through an open car window in the northeastern village of Shapokhiva during the war's first week. Scores of journalists and cameras packed inside a small courtroom at the Solomyansky District Court in Kyiv, where the suspect, Vadim Shishamarin, appeared in a small glass cage wearing a blue and grey outfit. He faces up to life in prison under the penalties spelled out in the section of the Ukrainian Criminal Code that addresses the laws and customs of war. Ukraine's top prosecutor is investigating allegations that Russian troops violated Ukrainian and international law by killing, torturing and abusing possibly thousands of Ukrainian civilians. The judges and lawyers in Mr. Shishamarin's case discussed procedural matters briefly before the judges left the courtroom and then returned to say the proceedings would continue on another day. Defense lawyer Viktor Ovsyannikov acknowledged that the case against the soldier was strong but said the final decision over what evidence to allow would be made by the court in Kyiv. Mr. Ovsyannikov said on Thursday that he and his client had not yet decided how he will plead. U.S. President Joe Biden has called for the prosecution of Russian President Vladimir Putin for war crimes after the discovery in Bucha, Ukraine, of mass graves and bodies of bound civilians shot at close range, but various challenges stand in the way. Read more. As the inaugural war crimes case in Ukraine, Mr. Shishamarin's prosecution is being watched closely. Prosecutor General Irina Venediktova's office has said it is looking into more than 10,700 potential war crimes involving more than 600 suspects, including Russian soldiers and government officials. Many of the alleged atrocities came to light last month after Moscow's forces ended their bid to capture Kyiv and withdrew from around the capital, exposing mass graves and streets and yards strewn with bodies in towns such as Bucha. Volodymyr Yavolsky, coordinator at the Center for Civil Liberties in Kyiv, one of Ukraine's largest human rights groups, said activists will monitor the Russian soldier's trial to ensure that his legal rights are protected. It can be difficult, he said, to maintain the neutrality of court proceedings during wartime. I was ordered to shoot. The observance of the trial's rules and norms will determine how similar cases will be handled in the future, Mr. Yavolsky said. Vadim Karasov, an independent Kyiv-based political analyst, said it is important for Ukrainian authorities to demonstrate that the war crimes will be solved and those responsible will be brought to justice in line with international standards. Over the past week, Ms. Venediktova, her office and the Security Service of Ukraine, the country's law enforcement agency, have posted a few details from the investigation into Mr. Shishamarin's actions on their social media accounts. On February 28, 4 days after Russia invaded Ukraine, Mr. Shishamarin was among a group of Russian troops that had been defeated by Ukrainian forces, according to Ms. Venediktova's account. The ABC has gathered accounts of potential war crimes against civilians in the village of Berestynka, including rapes, shootings and an execution. Warning: this article contains images and details readers might find distressing. Read more. As the Russians fled, they fired at a private car and seized the vehicle. They then drove to Shapokhiva, a village in the Sumy region about 322 kilometers east of Kyiv. On the way, Ms. Venediktova said, the Russian soldiers saw a man walking on the sidewalk and talking on his phone. Mr. Shishamarin was ordered to kill the man so he wouldn't be able to report them to Ukrainian military authorities. She does not identify who gave the order. Mr. Shishamarin fired his Kalashnikov rifle through the open window and hit the victim in the head. The man died on the spot just a few dozen meters from his house, Ms. Venediktova wrote. The Security Service of Ukraine, known as the SBU, posted a short video on May 4 of Mr. Shaishamaran speaking in front of a camera and briefly describing how he shot the man. The SBU described the video as one of the first confessions of the enemy invaders. "I was ordered to shoot," said Mr. Shaishamaran, wearing a blue and grey hooded sweatshirt. "I shot one round at him. He falls. And we kept on going. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. AP.